Hey, so you know how everyone here in the States talks about Tesla like it is this unstoppable force, right? Like, it's the king of electric cars, Elon's just crushing it everywhere, and nobody else is even close. But man, let me tell you, if you look at what's actually happening in China, the story's a whole lot more complicated. I've been digging into it and honestly, I think most people here have no idea just how wild and competitive the EV scene is over there, or where Tesla really stands in the mix. So picture this. Tesla rolls into China a few years back, builds this massive Gigafactory in Shanghai, and starts pumping out Model 3s and Model Ys like crazy. It was a huge deal. Like the first time a foreign car company got to build a factory in China without a local partner. Everyone's thinking, okay, Tesla's about to take over. And for a while it really looked like that. They were selling a ton of cars. The Model Y especially was flying off the lots, and you'd see headlines everywhere about Tesla's dominance in China. But here's the thing. The Chinese car market is just on another level. It's not like here where you've got a few big brands and maybe a couple of startups. Over there it's like the Wild West, but with way more players, and they're all moving at lightning speed. There are dozens of local companies, and some of them, like BYD, have been around for a while and are absolutely massive. Others, like NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto, are newer but super aggressive and innovative. Plus, the Chinese government is all in on EVs, throwing tons of support behind these companies, building out charging networks, and making it really easy for people to go electric. So, back to Tesla. Yeah, they're still a big deal in China. Don't get me wrong. In fact, China is Tesla's second biggest market after the US. Last year, they sold over 650,000 cars there, which is a crazy number. And the Model Y? It was actually the best-selling car in China in 2024. Not just the best-selling electric car, the best-selling car, period. That's huge, especially when you think about how many options Chinese buyers have. But here's where it gets interesting. Even though Tesla's selling more cars than ever, their share of the Chinese EV market is actually shrinking. Like a couple of years ago, they had over 10% of the market. Now, it's down to around 6%. And the reason is, the local brands are just growing way faster. BYD, for example, is a total juggernaut. They sold over 3.5 million electric and hybrid cars in China last year. That's more than 5 times what Tesla did. And their lineup is massive. They've got everything from tiny city cars to big SUVs, and they're all over the place. It's kind of like if Ford, GM, Toyota, and Honda all merged into one company and decided to go all in on electric cars, and then started out selling Tesla 5-to-1. That's what BYD is doing in China. And it's not just them. There are a bunch of other companies snapping at Tesla's heels too. Wuling, Geely, Chery, you name it. Some of them are growing at insane rates, like doubling or even tripling their sales year over year. And it's not just about the number of cars either. The competition in China is fierce on price, features, and tech. These Chinese brands are rolling out cars with all kinds of wild features. Huge screens, voice controls, crazy fast charging, even stuff like in-car karaoke and built-in fridges. They're also really quick to update their cars, sometimes pushing out new models or major refreshes every year, while Tesla's lineup in China is basically just the Model 3 and Model Y. People are starting to notice that, and some are getting a little bored with Tesla's options. Plus, the Chinese government is making it super easy to own an EV. They've built out this massive charging network. I am talking millions of charging points all over the country. You can find a charger in pretty much any city, and even in a lot of smaller towns. Tesla's got a big supercharger network there too. Over 11,000 chargers, which is about a fifth of their global total. But the local networks are even bigger, and they work with all kinds of different brands. So, what does all this mean for Tesla? Well, they're definitely not going anywhere. They've got a strong brand, people still love the cars, and that Shanghai factory is a huge asset. They're also exporting a ton of cars from China to Europe and other places, which helps keep the factory humming. But the days of Tesla just waltzing into China and dominating the market are over. Now they're fighting tooth and nail to keep their spot, and it's only getting tougher. One thing that's helped Tesla hang on is price cuts. Whenever the competition heats up, Tesla drops the price on the Model 3 or Model Y, and that usually gives them a sales bump. But the Chinese brands are getting really good at this game too, and they can often undercut Tesla on price while still offering more features. Plus, a lot of Chinese buyers are starting to feel a sense of pride in buying local brands, especially since the quality has gotten so good. And get this, BYD is now making so much money that their annual revenue just passed Tesla's. Last year, BYD pulled in about $107 billion, compared to Tesla's $98 billion. That's wild, right? For a long time, Tesla was the big dog, but now BYD is out-earning them, at least in China. Oh, and here's another thing that's kind of flying under the radar here in the States. Tesla's starting to branch out in China, not just with cars, but with energy storage. They just opened a new factory in Shanghai that makes these giant battery packs called megapacks. These things are used for storing energy on a massive scale, like for power grids and big solar farms. The factory cost about $200 million and can crank out 10,000 megapacks a year. They're planning to ship a lot of them overseas too, so it's not just about the Chinese market. But even with all that, the main story is still the cars. And right now, Tesla's got a bit of a problem. Their lineup in China is starting to look a little stale. The Model 3 just got a refresh, and the Model Y is still super popular, but there's nothing really new on the horizon. Meanwhile, the Chinese brands are launching new models left and right, and they're not afraid to take risks with design or tech. There's also this sense that Tesla's kind of an outsider in China. People respect the brand, and Elon Musk is definitely a celebrity over there, but at the end of the day, Tesla's still a foreign company. The local brands have home field advantage, and they're using it. They know what Chinese consumers want, whether it's a certain kind of design or features that make life easier in crowded cities, or just a better deal for the money. So, if you're just reading headlines here in the US, you might think Tesla is still dominating China, but the reality is, they're holding their own, but they're not on top. BYD is the real heavyweight now, and there's a whole pack of other companies coming up fast. Tesla's got to keep innovating, and maybe even start thinking about new models or features just for the Chinese market if they want to stay relevant. And honestly, it's kind of exciting to watch. The Chinese EV market is like a glimpse into the future. Super competitive, super fast-moving, and packed with innovation. It's not just about who sells the most cars, but who can adapt the quickest and give people what they want. Tesla's still got a shot, but it's not going to be easy. So next time you hear someone say Tesla's dominating China, you can tell them the real story. Yeah, they're doing well, but it's a dogfight over there, and the local brands are coming on strong. It's a whole different ballgame than what we're used to here. And honestly, we could probably learn a thing or two from how fast things move over there. Who knows, maybe some of those Chinese brands will start showing up here before too long, and then things will get really interesting.